Alrighty guys, welcome. Smash the like button guys, smash it, hit the like button for us, say g'day, and let's get ready to rumble guys. Let's get the show on the road. Alrighty guys, as always, good morning, good afternoon, very good evening, wherever you are around the world. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Welcome to another session, London session, A.C.T Forex. Last week of the month, so it's going to be a interesting one. See how we can end it. Hopefully, on a high note. It's been a different month. I haven't been trading that much, to be honest, but last week was a good week, so that put me into profit for the month. Aside from that, I've only traded very rarely. Obviously, you guys know I haven't been on stream all that often, but we are back for another big week, and we'll see what we can come up with moving forward, guys. And as always, do say g'day. If you have any charts, feel free to send those in. Questions, I'll get to those shortly. Without further ado, let's quickly check the news. There is some high impact news. Now we do have PMI for the Euro sector, German PMI as well, so that, and you guys know what I think of that. That does impact the pound. Definitely impacts the pound, so do expect some volatility, and we do have some pound news either way moving forward. I'm not sure if I, or likely won't be on stream at that point, but either way, that will have a big effect on the pound moving forward. And moving into NY session, there is also flash PMI as well, so, and service PMI, so going to be a big day of the news. So bear in mind, you do need to keep an eye on that. We will keep an eye on it when approaching the news. Obviously, it's been a bank holiday in Japan today, so lack of volume quite evident on the GJ. So I'm assuming pretty much all the yen pairs will be quite similar. Looks like EJ is the same. So yeah, so without further ado guys, you could once again do hit that like button, and we will get underway with the analysis. And starting with, as always, let's start with good old DJ. So let's see what we've got moving forward. Let's have a go on guys. So starting at weekly, that candle itself is a previous weekly candle, very strong bullish candle. Normally I'm marking at 50%, but that's a bit of a pullback, so time being I'm not going to bother. I might do it on the previous daily though. I'm pretty sure it was a strong closure as well. So strong bullish at a very solid level of resistance, which lines up with some support here to the left hand side. But what we do have is the current candle has already created a higher high, higher low to the previous candle. Seeing we are at resistance, what we're going to do is mark in the current daily candle's low, and we're going to see if we have any sort of catalyst to suggest we may pull back further yet again from this level of resistance. Onto the daily time frame, we can see structure still remains actually bearish, but what we do have is strong body candles, higher highs, higher lows, candles with probabilities to the upside. But based off that and looking at on the daily time frame, we do have some margin potentially up towards that 193, 150. That could be a higher time frame target if we were to continue bullish. So bearish in structure itself, but bullish with the counter probabilities. Looking at the 4-hour, structure is also technically a bullish, and we do have also, by the looks of it, a bit of margin to the upside. So let's just mark it in on the 4-hour. Support, well, what I'm going to do is, actually let me go back to the daily for a second. Just want to mark in a 50% of that previous daily candle. Just see it lines up with that previous level candle prior to its high. So let's see if that is a level of resistance slash support that we could potentially pull back to form a, oh, we got the wrong tool going, to form a support to head back up. So now back to the 4-hour. Yeah, we can see it lines up that resistance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark in that level, seeing we've not yet pulled back by the looks of it to retest it. So just use my banker tool. I'm going to mark that level in, then we can just remove the, we'll leave the horizontal, otherwise it's going to make me delete the zone. There we go. So that's a potential level that we could pull back to within that previous daily candle, within that previous weekly candle. But as we can see, we will be breaking the current daily candles low at that point there. So is there any way of getting involved in sells in anticipation we might pull back a little bit deeper to form a support before we head back up onto the 30-minute structure? So we know we're bullish in the 4-hour. M30 is bullish. There's the catalyst, guys. So as we can see just here, technically on a closure below. Now look, this whole level is a mess. It's just consolidation. Technically we know we're going to flip bearish below 191 or 20 roughly. A closure below the M30 will flip the structure bearish. However, what I'm more likely to do is just drag this zone down. It's going to be quite a deep one, but we can see below 199.10 roughly, and it's also at 191 flat level. Price action is a hell of a lot cleaner. At that point there, I feel there's a high probability if we do begin to pop below that point, that price is going to come back down towards 190.40 and retest that resistance. We have not yet done so since breaking out of it on Friday. So even if we flip the structure bearish in the M30, still going to be looking for the buys from above support. I'm not going to be selling into the support because it could reject at any point. So pull back towards 191.30, just below that sort of level, and I'd be looking for a potential buy option. Now, further options. So today, what I'm likely going to be looking for is the buys, guys. Being the Monday, I'd rather trade in line with the strength of that previous weekly, right? More the actual bias itself, unless I have a catalyst, and that being the 30-minute structure. But like I said, not going to sell it into the support. So this rate, I'm going to be preferably looking for the buys. Now, buys above the high upon continuation. We know we are coming in towards the time of volume. We've got EU open in the next few minutes, and then we've got obviously London open to follow about an hour, well, obviously an hour later. So if we start to pop above that one, the current daily candles high with some volume, clean traffic to the left, I would definitely look for a buy upon continuation above the current daily candles high. So that's pretty much it. Otherwise, if we do flip the structure, then pull back, create a higher low, I can look for sells from higher up again. But at the moment, I'm not interested in selling it within this current range. I'm just going to wait and see wait for the buy options at the moment. So hopefully, guys, that does make sense. Please, if you can, smash it. Hit the like button. Let me know it didn't make sense as well. Type yes if it did. Please do so. Let's get this chat pumping so we can get a few more onto the stream. And without further ado, we'll have a look at gold. So I'm not interested in selling GJ at the moment. No margin as well into the consolidation, and it's against the structure, against the overall bias. So on to have a look at the beast that is gold. So at all-time highs yet again, we continue to make higher highs, and look at that. So looking at the weekly, strong bullish candle. Let's mark in a 50% of that candle and just see what it lines up with. Lines up with the high of that previous weekly candle, so perhaps there could be a level for us to target on a pullback, form support. But we know we're technically bullish, similar to GJ. Let's just mark in the current daily low and see if we do have some sort of catalyst as we begin to pop below the current daily candles low. We have a higher high, higher lows to the previous candle. However, if we do begin to break around low, maybe we're going to make a deeper pullback. That could provide options for a sell. Short-lived sells in anticipation we could pull back a bit further before we form support in line with actual structure and bias. Looking at the daily, we are technically bullish. Once again, higher highs, higher lows. There is nothing yet to suggest to me we're going to make a deeper pullback. What I'm going to do is now, guys, I'm just going to mark in that most recent resistance. I'm going to drag this horizontal up from the 50% of that weekly to the recent resistance. And that pretty much lines up with 50% of daily. Be a little bit below that, we can see, but I feel that's a relevant level price could potentially pull back to in order to grab a little bit more liquidity before we head back up. Onto the 4-hour time frame. Once again, no data to the left. A weekend target is the psychological round numbers. In the next 30 seconds, we've confirmed support at this point here. There's the current daily low. Once again, once we go down to the 30, we're gonna see if we do have some form of catalyst look for a sell. All right, and there we have it, guys. I'll make this shit up, can you? Easy analysis moving forward on gold today. All right, below 26.16, I'm gonna flip the structure bearish in the M30. That is my catalyst for a sell option. At this rate, that's what I'll be waiting for. Flip the structure in the M30. Otherwise, I'm going to just trade it in line with the bias, in line with the previous weekly candle, in line with the counter probabilities and the higher time frames, which is obviously to the upside. So for the time being, that is what I'd be looking for, the pullback to that level to see if we're going to form a support above it. And if we do so, that is going to be my catalyst for a potential buy. Now we may pull back to form a higher low. We might not necessarily pull the way back. We just got to look to see to the left where potentially we could form a support at. And I'd be using either these levels of resistance. It obviously forms support at this point here. We're likely not going to have the margin to buy it. But if we pop a little bit lower down to one of the other levels just below, we could have a bit more margin to for a potential buy. Now, further options, guys. Above the high, we're coming from consolidation. You guys know how I feel about that. No impulse entries. Why wouldn't that candle make the move? It broke it, pulled all the way back. That is why I do not take impulse entries, breakout trades out of consolidation, because we need to await a catalyst. And if it so happens to be that it takes off, we miss the move and we reassess. Better than jump in with just a buy stop, because look what would have happened had you had a buy stop on that previous candle. So if you're just waiting simply for a closure above at this point for a potential buy option. And now the good thing is, if we do close above, guys, all of a sudden a level to where the 30-minute structure will flip and our catalyst look for a sell will be this point here. We just need to wait for that higher high, and all of a sudden I'm going to start to look for sells from higher up. Until I have that confirmation though, I'm just going to be looking for my buys, guys. Hopefully that makes sense. I think that's pretty simple analysis to follow. We're trading in line with the direction, trading in line with the strength of that previous weekly candle and the higher time frame, counter probabilities, and I feel that is the best way to go about it today. So that is gold, guys. Once again, let me know. Does it make sense? Yes or no? Please let me know, guys. Very simple question. Takes 2 seconds for you to type it out. In the meantime, last but definitely not least, let's have a look at Gbpcad. Now I think I'm going to chart this on maybe on Forex.com. Doesn't have the gaps yet. So let's remove this and let's add Forex.com Gbpcad. Well, let's add IC markets. I think that is my closest broker. Alright, it's got gaps, but anyway, we'll make do. Actually, no, forget it. Let's use Forex.com. I hate charting with gaps. It's a pain in the ass to draw in the zones and that. So apologies, guys. Just one moment. Gbpcad. Alright, that should be better now. All right, that's better. So starting at the weekly, and that previous weekly was a massive candle. Again, we can mark in the 50. I don't think we're necessarily going to need to. We can do it maybe on the daily. Current daily has no upper wick. Let's just mark in high of the previous weekly. Obviously the weekly is not upper wick, but it's screaming bullish. Looking at the daily structure, also definitely bullish. Into left hand side, we've got to go back fair distance to a last at this level. Yeah, 2018. So we're into levels we've not been at for about 6 years. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, bullish as well. Formed a support in the most recent candle. Not a great deal of volume at the moment. Let's just mark in a high as well, and let's just see what we've got above it. That's the current support and resistance. We're marking a level just below it, and we'll see if we can time this up a bit. All right, so onto the 30-minute time frame, and structure wise it's bullish, and it will remain bullish at this point until really below this point here. We're way down towards that 180.05, 180.05. So to be honest, I'd rather buy it. It's bullish across the board. The only thing is, I mean, it does look good below this point here, but I'd rather just wait patiently if it did begin to break and look for the pullback. Now this is not my primary pair, so just a pair I'll keep a bit of an eye on. in case it looks better than the other two, and it gives me a really clean option. And that's what we're looking at. Buys from lower down at this rate. Maybe the 15s form a bit of consolidation, resistance, just needing this up a little bit. And what we could probably do is mark in a zone here and closures above that point, or potential impulse, likely closures though. I think it is consolidating for a potential buy. Otherwise buys lower down and buys above the high yet again, guys. That's very simple again, so hopefully that does make sense. Focus right now is going to be gold for the time being. Now let's just have a look at what else we've got moving forward in the news this week, guys. So obviously we've got PMI. What else could impact gold this week? We've got RBA statement. That's huge for the Aussie, obviously. But the Bank of Japan speaking, so big week. Consumer confidence as well tomorrow. Wednesday, CPI for the Aussie. It's a big week for the Aussie. US dollar, we've got GDP, unemployment claims on Thursday. The Fed is speaking for Chair Powell as well, so it's obviously Thursday looks to be the big day for the US dollar. So another week of quite a lot of high impact news, guys, just the way it is. Not as much during our session though, which is good. But for those who do trade at mine, you're gonna need to be obviously keeping a bit of an eye on that. In the meantime, guys, members, I will send you the link just now. There's a Zoom link, it's been posted if anyone is interested in joining the call. Who we got here today? Let me see. Franco, as always, brother, appreciate you. Vishal as well, g'day mate, hope you're well. Ben, hope you're well, brother, hope you had a good weekend. PK, good morning, bro. I will get in contact with you. Sorry, brother, I've been super busy. A lot going on in the background, to be honest. Luke, appreciate it, thank you. Good, I'm happy that makes sense to you. What I want to see, my guys, I hope it makes sense to all of them. Carl, good morning to you as always, hope you had a good weekend. Charles again. Steve, good morning, brother. Mitty, good day to you. Mr. MTD, never forget that name. Made sense. Marvi, well, good morning to you. And Khadija, hello, new here, nice one. Make sure to subscribe. Feel free to ask questions, feel free to see in charts, feel free to ask me to look at a pair. I'm the only stream that would actually look at it without you seeing in a chart in due time when I do get a chance. So yeah, don't be shy. And guys, you know the deal, you have to hit the like button. 20 of you on stream now, there's only 11 likes, so we need to get that to equilibrium. Get some more people on the stream, because this stream I feel I educate probably more than the others. I don't trade a million times a day, it's not me. Sometimes I'll take 2 a day, sometimes 3, sometimes 1, sometimes none. It's just the way I go. If it ticks the box, I'll enter. If not, I don't feel obligated or pressured at all. So thank you, Mitty, appreciate it. Now hopefully you guys can't hear the background rain. I've got the window open. You know, the aircon in this room died or almost caused a fire in the house. So I've just got this little fan sitting on top of the computer tower, and I've got the window open today for the rain. Nice air out there, not too hot, not so humid. See, Bitcoin's also off the back of the news, got on a bit of a bull run. Bitcoin looks like it's, yeah, it's definitely going to be bullish. The weekly is at a bit of a resistance. Daily showing a little bit of exhaustion at resistance. 4 hours as well, so it's at a very key level. That's some support. Quickly remove that. So definitely be looking for buys above that level. while will remain bullish. It's bullish across the board. The M30 will remain bullish to that level too. So it's definitely all about, I'd be all about the buys. The issue is buying it above the high, you're running into resistance. Probably not keen on that. So you probably want to be buying it at this rate upon a pullback. Just mark it in and adjust it. Probably adjust it to that level. Yeah, so we're buying upon the pullback right now in Bitcoin. Performance support here, I'd look for the buys. Looks like there's enough margin back to the upside. So I'd be looking for a price action catalyst. What you've got is a bit of resistance on the pullback on the M15. The price begun to close above that point there. That's your first point of entry for a potential buy. Otherwise, wait for it to pull back a bit further for a buy option from lower down. Let's just keep on gold for the time being. Feel free to ask questions. Can't hear the rain. Nice one. Had a big weekend. Pretty exhausted, to be honest, guys. But still managed to hit the gym yesterday and today. Olive, would you condone gold sells at current candle close in golfing? Look, for me, I'm not going to be interested because of... No, I'm not going to consider it today. To be honest, because, again, it's against my rules, especially on Monday, I used to trade with the overall bias and the strength of that previous weekly. But normally I would not be against it. As long as it's a really nice strong closure. Has to, yeah, definitely has to engulf. The issue is it's just coming from consolidation, so minimum strong engulfing. But for me, it makes more sense to look for sells, if not on a structural flip higher up. So if we do crack the high, below the current daily candle low as price flips the 30-minute structure once we close below that point. Finally found a decent coffee. I'm talking about to make it home. It's really good coffee beans from Japan. Let's look at GU. So I think Franco just sent in some analysis. I could just use his analysis. Would be probably the same as mine either way. It's coming from the members. Yep, zones look perfect pretty much. Yeah, so you're considering, Franco's considering the sells against the, actually the 30-minute looks to be bearish. No, actually you could argue it's flipped back bullish just here. Yeah, definitely clean though. So not everyone has the same rules. Franco might be happy to trade against the weekly, strength of the weekly on a Monday. And I like the area. The area is squeaky clean, so nice one. Edwin, are you trained today? Yeah, if something presents, for sure. No reason not to. We took quite a few trades last week. Guys, if we could just hit the like button, that'd be much appreciated. Also, just quickly, just some housekeeping. There is a few new products to the VIP. I've added a platinum package, which includes 2 private sessions a month. And the price that is right now, you're paying less than $100 a month, which includes 2 private sessions. So that's ridiculously cheap. And the annual VIP is 30% off. I've added that, so there's 2 new options. If anyone is interested and you would like to know more, well, you can click on a link. It will tell you all the details. The link down below in the description, and if you still want to know more, feel free to contact me. In the meantime though, I'm focused definitely on gold. Anyone currently running the trades? Don't be shy, let me know. Music died. How's the weekend, guys? Anything special? Anyone up to anything exciting? Literally not stop raining all day here. Rain cats and dogs. Shark weekend went fast though, and up with a few friends. Nice one, brother. Fine, yeah, same. Caught up with a few friends. Friday I got stuck when I was out because it just started absolutely pissing down rain, and the walk to get back to the car was probably about a 10-minute walk. I didn't have an umbrella. I had to wait, and it did not stop. In the end, I just linked it. Yeah, Saturday same, went to see the same friends, and almost witnessed a bit of a brawl between a Frenchman and a guy from Saudi Arabia. Alcohol, that's what happens. I've been a really good boy. I've been really good. I both nights well, two beers on a Friday. I'm talking about just small beers, so nothing at all. And 3 on Saturday, so yeah, my days of drinking are well behind. I don't enjoy it, to be honest. Hate dealing with a sore head next day and feeling like a zombie. I can't stand it. So either way, if I lack sleep, I still feel okay next day. But it was all good otherwise. Get out for a bit. Oh, left quite one for me. I'm staying in my house safer. I kept getting in this crazy situation. It used to happen to me. More so if I'm in Bangkok, to be honest. People like me. I'm an easygoing character, honestly. Especially when I'm out. It's just... I've met some characters, honestly. Met a really good mate though, who unfortunately he passed away a few years ago in a car accident. But he said, mate, you've got this, I don't know, approachable look about you. People just want to talk to you, you know. All right, well, have a chat. And he started buying us drinks and became good mates after that. But yeah, unfortunately, he had a bad car accident a couple of years back. Such is life, isn't it? Charles same had a breeze and watched Transformers at the theater. Transformers? Okay, the new one is there. Didn't realize they're still making those movies. Guys, let's smash the like button. not much more I can do other than talk shit while we wait, unless people ask me questions. So I know there's not many on stream. You want free education? Ask me questions, I'm more than happy to answer. If not, you're just gonna have to sit here and listen to us all crap for a bit. Gbpcad, alright. 15 looks shit. Let's see on a 30. Got less than 10 pip margin once you account for spread. Let's just see how it closes. Still no volume in GJ or pound at all, to be honest. Even GU, you can see it's just consolidating. There's no volume in anything at the moment. We just need to wait. It's a cracking coffee. That's a really good plan. Glad I found that one. We had another good sim session yesterday with the members. Just the music kept coming out. Sim session and the market update video. For the most part, it looks like it's playing out what we analyzed. We got some good entries on the sim session. We put in the work. That's really what you got to do. If you want to level up, you got to sometimes put in the practice. So we do sim sessions once a week. I think I've only missed one or two since the start of the VIP. It's pretty much weekly. And we actually come across something yesterday which I'm going to implement into my rules. And it's to do with when you're looking for a continuation buy after prices closed out of one range into a new range, and you're wondering if it's created enough of a wick long or a low wick, or wick in the opposite direction, upper wick, whatever, prior to your entry. And I come up with a new rule yesterday based off that, which probably see live at some point. I'll micro into detail when and if it happens. But it was good because the members get to see, and we get to come up with some new ideas moving forward. Still focused on gold, guys. Does anyone want me to analyze a pair? Feel free to drop the pair into the chat. Carl, level UK 100. Just for something different while we wait. The footsie, no. Never really have, to be honest. I think like once or something in the past. But we can have a look at it. Wow, that looks pretty ordinary in the high time frame. Weekly is just heavy consolidation, but based off the previous anyway, it is a strong bearish candle. Usually when I see candles closing like so, along with the upside closing right near its low, a potential pullback point, if it did create a deeper upward wick, is generally around the open of that candle, previous candle. So let's just see what we've got that level. Obviously current daily's got no lower wick. If we begin to break the low of it, there's a good chance price would eventually come back down towards that 8170 sort of level daily. Structure wise, was bullish, flip bearish, still bearish. I'll close above the high. So structure is bearish on the daily. Previous daily did close strong bearish, but we're bouncing at a support. The 4 hour is also technically bearish, just recently flipped. So far it's bearish across the board. So the bias is bearish, but it's at, well, bounced off a support. Bars resistance. Marked in. So on, that was that open. Yeah, I think it could potentially pull back a little bit further. I'd mark in that level. The 30-minute has flipped bullish. So the bias is still the downside, but seeing the 30-minute is bullish, buys would also be on the table. So for me, the buy options would be from either this support that we're currently at, so long as you had your catalyst win price action form. Buys above the high upon continuation as well would be an option. Definitely be interested in that if it were me trading it. And seeing the bias is technically still bearish, even though the 30-minute is bullish, I would definitely be interested in closures below supports form on the way up for a potential sell, so long as the price action is clean to the left, which it is in this case. So I would say sells below that point there, 8239.42 to be exact. I'd definitely consider sells. Otherwise, buys from above support, sells from the resistance, it rejects, and buys above resistance as well. That's pretty simple analysis. Right now it's in the middle of a 30-minute range. I'd just be waiting to see how price reacts to it, basically. Gbpcad looks like it's going to close back in consolidation, so hence why I don't take the impulse out of consolidation. DJ, still no volume. Gold is still retracing. Potentially you might have that bearish engulfing, but again, for me, Monday, running in line with the bias until I have the catalyst to do otherwise. And to me right now, it's just consolidating gold. Drop a like, guys, if you could. Hope you guys like the new thumbnail. Alright, so 30 seconds until 30-minute closure. Gbpcad's right back in the consolidation, so not going to be, but it looks like an entry on that. 15 is a bit of a mess. Yeah, not a strong enough of a catalyst in my opinion at this rate. DJ right back at support. Really slow trickle. The 15 minutes just a mess. Gold didn't close engulfing. For me, would not be interested whatsoever. Even if it was Tuesday and I'm willing to trade against the trend with a little bit more data, granted obviously over the Monday, it would not be a catalyst just now. It's right in consolidation. Luke, market's not doing much at all at the moment. No. Get out right now. But again, there's a lot of high impact news to come. There's some shortly for the euro. Maybe it's waiting for that, in particular the pound pairs as well. Always, guys, feel free to ask questions. It's for your own good. It's free education here.
Hey, good morning.
Franco, mate, how are you?
Hi. I'm okay.
That's it. That's good
How
to hear.
about you?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. All good. I have another weekend.
Was your weekend good?
All good, mate. Yeah, all good. Just busy, but nonetheless a good weekend. And yourself?
Yeah, also. So on Saturday we made a barbecue, and
Lovely.
yesterday it was a lazy day.
And that's what you need. There's nothing wrong with a later day sometimes. So
Yeah, did nearly nothing yesterday, but it's okay. Absolutely.
that's it. Bit of a rest. A rest
Yeah.
day.
So how was the session yesterday going?
Yeah, good. Really good.
Yeah.
Come up with a new rule, which explain. I mean, I'll explain it if it happens in action, but otherwise I'll explain it later. So,
Okay.
educational session. Speaking of, any members in the YouTube chat right now, if you have any ideas what you want me to go over, as always, drop it in the VIP chat and I'll come up with a plan for the session. If not, I'll just come up with a plan on my own. I'll try to see what we haven't covered, but we've pretty much covered it all. But nothing wrong with keep going over things, because the more I show examples and elaborate on it, the more you understand it. So
you will do this after the stream?
yeah, that would be about probably about, thinking time wise, 11:30 a.m. UK time roughly.
Okay.
Probably it depends, but after I get back from picking up the little man from school, so it's about 11:30 roughly UK time. So yeah, so 12:15 roughly your time. Will be recorded. I'll definitely tell you the rule. It's just to determine whether we'll pull back enough in a new candle to create a wick in the opposite direction upon a continuation trade, whether it be a buy or a sell. Something we saw happen yesterday on the sim session in one of the trades, and something I picked up has happened quite regularly. Sometimes we get involved after, let's just say, we've created a bit of a low wick at the open of the new candle. So we've got a catalyst just here, and we've got a bit of a lower wick like so, and it just pops up, and we're thinking, well, you know, maybe it's going to continue, but then pops back down and pulls back further. So again, I'll explain in more detail moving forward.
So the markets today, what I see is on the only moving pair is GJ. So right now GU consolidation,
Right now,
and or gold also on consolidation.
But even GJ was nothing until the last few candles. It was just consolidating as well.
So what I mean is, in comparison to the other pairs, is moving a little bit right now.
The 15 is an absolute mess on GJ. Slow drop. So that's alright. Could get buys from lower down.
Yeah. So you mentioned my analysis for GU on the stream. So the point for me to look for sales in this area, correct? Was only when I when the prices will not go past through this area. So I mean, maybe slightly only sticking through, and then maybe then having a sell.
Fair enough.
Or if we break through very enough, and then maybe come back to create again the resistance, and then maybe taking a sell.
So if it creates more of a drop and then pulls back.
Correct. So these are the two scenarios for me, which I would take maybe a sell in this area, because there's a clean traffic on the left side. So
yeah, for sure. Definitely makes sense. Just wait and see. So GJ is now at support. So I'd be happy to look for buyers, really, as long as I get my right calcium price action from anywhere. Obviously, the lower it drops, the more margin you have. Remember, structure's technically going to flip. I'd argue in a closure really below on 91.50. Mr. Phil, more into you, mate. Hope all is well. Rain is absolutely relentless here today. Good thing is, when it rains here, it's not cold. It's still 29 degrees, said before, so.
So the quite opposite to here in Germany. So it's raining here in Frankfurt.
Yeah.
And it's cold. 60
Yeah.
degrees.
Very, very different. So it's a good thing about here when it does rain, it doesn't mean it's cold. So yeah, it's not often cold at all. Yeah, got some bad flooding though, not in our area, but province next to us does, but that's alongside the Mekong River, but we're a little bit elevated, so don't really, we have flash flooding here occasionally in some of the roads, but nothing serious.
Okay.
But there's been some bad flooding in some parts, really bad. People have lost everything.
Oh.
People, obviously, some people have been passed away, drowned, things like that. So terrible.
Yeah. So we had this here in 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Also in Eastern Europe.
Yeah, I thought I heard something actually. Is it? Whereabouts was it? Which country was the main one affected? Or was there a few? Was there?
Yeah, so it was also Germany was affected, then Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, these were the countries.
Okay.
And I think maybe also Polska.
What country is that?
It's on the east side of Germany.
Okay.
Poland.
Oh, Poland. Okay.
Yeah.
It wouldn't happen in Romania. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know really. All the the countries which have this issue.
It's always an issue here. Always an issue. It's amazing how they haven't solved some of the problems. It's just once in every 10 years you have a big one, and this year it was one of those really big flood affecting lots of the country.
I can imagine that also there the climate is changing.
Yeah. Plus it is the rain season, so being alongside the Mekong as well. So a lot of the towns alongside the river had bad flooding. Up in the mountains, up north, it's been terrible. That's where it all started, basically. Extreme conditions. My house cops it. There's always something. Latest thing is the aircon in my room, in this room, the office. Alright, GJ coming down. This is alright. This is good. We're coming towards the open. Alright, I'll call gold sells if I feel it's valid, but again, I need to stick to my rules. On a Monday, I'm only looking at buys at the moment, unless I've got a catalyst, that being the 30-minute structure flipping, which this rate won't happen until below 2,616. So $15's about to close, starting to pull away from consolidation. Not looking bad. Bit of wide stop loss though, based off of 15. 5 minute trading a lower high, lower low. They're starting to look pretty good to finally clear this consolidation. You'd have to have, maybe you could have your stop loss based, that's the 15. Either way, it's still 15. Yeah, so the stop loss is going to be a bit wide. That's the only thing if you were to consider gold sells based off price clearing that resistance or rejecting the resistance, 5-minute breaking support, closing below support, M15 also starting to clear consolidation. You want to see an upper wick on the new candle. Not the best close though, to be honest. However, that's alright, that's a bit better. Yeah, so for me, I'd be waiting for the upper wick, and then potential sells below the previous candle's low. There you go. Now, good look for a potential sell. Once again, I'm not interested personally. I'm just going to be waiting patiently. Playing straight in line with the overall bias and trend at the moment, which is to the upside. We'll just watch gold. Unless anyone has questions, we'll just keep it on gold for the timing. Also feels like there's still not a great deal of volume. Obviously, Asian session had a bit of it, starting from the support. Nice strong push off the support there. But since it's just been a trickle consolidating, not much momentum, well, no momentum, not much volume. All right, so for me, the buys at this rate is either upon the pullback or above the high. GJ, fine, continues to drop. Structure, we're still bullish on the 30. So for me, I'm not interested in selling it. I want to see how price reacts to support. So now at a potential level, I could look for a buy option. We're tapping into support here. I need to wait for my confirmation. And the Gbpcad is at the moment in heavy consolidation, so nothing. So we're just chilling for the time being, guys. Feel free as always to ask questions. Do smash the likes. If you could, let's get the likes up, guys. We'll consider doing a giveaway if the likes go up. Quite frankly, it's not enough at the moment between two to think about it. But yeah, ask me questions. If you got any charts, feel free to send them in. Even if you don't want to send in a chart, you want me to have a look at a pair, feel free to ask. I will get to it. The only streamer that does that. Don't whinge and tell you to send a bloody chart. If you want me to analyze, I'll have a look at it. Happily have a look for you. True. No, as you know, you'd be aware, for me, Monday. It's against the bias, against the structure. For me, I'd rather wait patiently for the sells. The bias, not the sells. If anyone got GJ sells, let us know. Well done to you. The music keeps cutting out today. Was about to break the low. So you'd probably be in now if anyone is looking for the sell. Probably would have been triggered in. Now what you could do is, if you are, you probably just start adjusting your stop loss to a little bit above the entry candle. So you do have lower high, lower low, pulling away from this resistance. There is really not much of a need to price pull back and break the current candle's high yet again if it was to continue bearish. So that's how I'd be managing it. It'd be pretty good if anyone did take themselves. It did take it. I'd probably be, I reckon I would be at break even. Count for spread, we've had about 7+ pips on the table. Yeah, there you go. There will be about 10 there. All right, JJ, pulling back a bit. Don't yet have the catalyst to buy it. Is gold just grabbing a bit more liquidity before it flips back? And if it does form that support, it could be options. Otherwise, buys above the high still is definitely on the table. We're tapping into some previous resistance here to the left. And once again, if you're not in sells right now, I mean, based on this candle, if it did close pretty much where it's at, similar scenario on the new M30 as the 15. You want an upper wick and this price breaks the catalyst candle's low. This is the candle's actually closed below consolidation. That potentially could be your entry. That's something to consider for the open. Yeah, so it's definitely an option for those who are considering sells. You can wait for the 30 to close if you're not already in based off the 15. And very similar scenario on the 30, you're clearing consolidation, you're clearing that, well, you're rejecting that resistance upper wick, and it's beginning to break candles low. You're going to start entering below that resistance, and that's your entry as well. So that's what you could be looking at London Open if you are wanting to get involved in a gold sell. As far as GJ, too late to sell it. I'm definitely just looking for the buys at this point. We are at a level of interest to the left where we could look for our catalyst. We're waiting for that to happen, and Gbpcad is just consolidating. Nothing for me. Only interested in buying at the moment unless I have a catalyst, which will be far off at the moment. Don't have any structure flipping anytime soon, so focus still is gold. And there are your options moving forward into London Open. So have a think about it. Sells, in my opinion, look the best at the moment if you're not already in based off the 15. So 15-minute sells, if you call it, you would have had your 10 easy without drawdown by the looks of it. Your next option is the 30. So if you're following along, guys, there are opportunities irrespective of whether I take it or not. On this stream, I try to set a really good example about patience and discipline. And if you just wait, because the amount of times I've just waited for my plan to present, and a lot of time presents in the last part of the stream, but a lot of you have already jumped off, and I've patiently waited, and eventually I get my option. And so you guys see the probabilities are very high. The win rate is 80, just over 80%, around 81%. It's just patience. I actually saw a IG story the other day, on yesterday. Some guy, I've never heard of him. I can't remember his name, to be honest. And he was just preaching the same thing as me. The reason why most traders fail is not because they don't understand it, or not because it's too difficult. It's because they lack the discipline and patience. They just cannot sit there on their hands and wait for their plan to present and their rules to be ticked. That's where most will fail. Alright, so we're coming to London Open, guys. Once again, gold, anyone interested? I'd be looking at sells, upper wick, needs an upper wick, and then sells below the catalyst. Is it just a liquidity grab? Wait and see. I don't know. I'm waiting for the buy options. But that is the most immediate option. There is no buy just now, so that's what I would look at if I was considering anything right now. GJ, nothing. Gbpcad, counter trend sells possibly. And gold has no low wick. So typical, isn't it? So very typical. I won't be touching this in bar soap. Would have been very difficult either way because it's just tiny up wick and flip straight away. So I'd be personally waiting for an upper wick, more of an upper wick, and then for broke to low again. That's probably their entry.
Yeah, same on GU. So it closed a little bit below support.
GU looks okay.
Yeah.
Pull back a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I'd like it to tap into a high that zone, then reject, and then self-stop the low. So I've pulled up a little bit higher. and then I put the sell stop in. That's pretty good right now. I think it's pretty much valid now.
Yeah, it's a risky trade a little bit because of stop loss, but I'm willing.
And counter trend as well. So there's good way. There's ways to manage it. That's a good thing. You could, I mean, you could put your stop loss just above the support. Seeing you've created the upper wick now, you create a lower wick, pull back, create the upper wick, break your own low again. There's a high probability clean trap to the left. It will make the move. So stop loss should be safe just above it. And I know it's not going to be a wide one. It's only going to be about, what it looks like, 6 pips, 7 pips. There's an option on GU if anyone trades GU. GJ continues to drop, that's fine. Not a problem. More margin. Gold, yeah, it's very awkward closure. There you go, GU, you're probably in a trade just now.
Yes, I am.
Oh. Looking pretty good. I think it's a pretty solid entry. Something I definitely consider if it was to occur on my pairs. Next, good day to you. All good, mate. Hopefully you had a good one as well. Cody, good day to you. GJ. Yep, GJ is at support. Fantastic. Wait for it to present now for a potential buy option. Structure is still technically bullish across the board. This candle might flip that though. This might flip the 30-minute structure bearish. And if that's the case, then I'm still looking for buys from support. But then what I can also do is, once we got the confirmation, look for sells from a pullback. And now I'm trading in line for 30-minute structure. So if I do pull back to create that lower high, I can look for my catalyst within price action for a potential sell. And sells below low. Back to GU. There goes GU. So we called GU, guys. Called gold sells, which would have won as well, would have been a good 10 plus pips. It's still running, you'd still be well in profit. We just called GU sells, which is dropping like it's hot at the moment. So guys, do this shit on the daily. We honestly
very good. I secure 50%.
Good start, nice one.
Yep.
Nice one. We don't get enough, definitely don't get enough love on this stream. Not call that any better. Between Franco and I. Know exactly what we're looking for. Reacting exactly to the plan. Franco took the trade. You guys heard it. I don't trade GU. Again, I stick to my plan and look at it now. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Gold against the bias, against the structure. Worked perfectly. Now I'm just waiting for the support. Gbpcad's probably dropped as well. Yeah, so we did call Gbpcad as well. So options, guys, you just need to be paying attention. Thanks. Yeah, that was really nice trade, man.
Took another 50% out.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's pretty clean though, so keep a little bit on the table. So if you're not done so, guys, please smash the like button, and smash the like button. And this is good. This is really good. It's cutting through all that, making a clear move down. It means if we do bounce and get our price action catalyst from this support, in my opinion, it's more probable to make a clear move back up. If it was just a bit of a trickle, bit of consolidation, but downwards consolidation, similar to this, but it moved a bit, you know, to the upside, it's not as clean. For me, it's not as probable because it could reject at any point, but now it's cut through that. It does form support. I feel the probabilities that it will go back up are a lot higher.
So another 50%. So now I'm running a short position there.
Nice one. Nice trade.
Yeah.
Good start to week.
Absolutely.
Cody took a small lot of gold sell exactly with your analysis. There you go. Good to see some of you choosing to you know, make your own judgment based off my analysis as well. And Ketchum, smash likes, thank you. And this is fine on gold. This is really good again. Same as GJ. It's making a clear move down, made a clear move up, making a clear move down. It just goes to show why I like to see it make these clear moves, because the moves back in the opposite direction are more probable. Look at that. It's basically identical at the moment to move up. So once again, I wait for my catalyst now from support to buy it. And I could look for a high probability trade to take it back up towards the high. If it breaks this support and starts to close below it, then I know we're flipping structure, and then we can start planning for options to sell it. Our GU's absolutely melting. Lovely. Anyone taking those trades? Obviously, Cody took the gold sells. Nice one. Sharif, yeah, Franco did take GU. Aleph, you're in GU as well. Nice one. There you go. Great to see it. Happy to see it, guys. Some of you are paying attention. Some of you would have had similar analysis either way. It's always good to know that we're all on the same wavelength. So everything in a bit of a pullback at the moment. But is it just a liquidity sweep? Approaching the Asian session lows on gold? Quite often you see this play out, I feel. Quite often you see what will happen is pre-Asian session, you consolidate. In this case, we're in an uptrend, so then we'll create a higher high. A lot of time at some point in London session, price will pull back to retest the support or the Asian session lows. Might form a support and it might retrace the move. And what I find this is just observation when I wake up of a day and I check charts the next morning, and I find that NY session will continue with the overall trend. So in line with the Asian session move, but most of the time with a lot more volume. Not always though. Just an observation. Maybe something for you guys to think about. Maybe you can go, you know, away from the stream and not now, I mean, stay on the stream. But when you are away from the stream and just have a look back at the charts and see. Michelle, he took a small lot in gold, 15 minutes when the current and 30 candle gave a good upper wick. Nice one. And a sell stop 3 pips below, current candle, previous low. 3 pips is, yeah, okay. Three pips is a fair wide entry point, but you may have had your reasons. Usually I go about 1.5 to 2 pips, but it just depends on your broker as well. If the spread is a bit wider, then maybe you need to go 3 pips. to give it more so you don't get triggered in by spread. All right, so got some news shortly. What is going on here today? Yeah, so we got some news shortly for the euro because of the spread. Yeah. All right, so we've called 2 wins so far today, guys. Next, does the news have anything to impact? Yes, it does. What I generally find, it does also impact the pound. More so the German news. Not gold, it won't impact gold. But I often find it does have an impact on the pound, so it's something we need to keep a little bit of an eye on. So maybe, is this just a liquidity grab prior to the news? Let's look at EU. Right at support just now. But look, what's the forecast? But the thing is, you've got 2 big events. You've got French and you got the German, 2 biggest sectors in the Eurozone. So anything over 50 is deemed to be a good thing, but in this case, the forecast is less than the previous. So that's not a good thing. Flash manufacturing PMI's forecast is better than the previous, but still below 50. Similar on both accounts for the German and the French data. French looks a bit better than German data. Based off that, will not surprise me if the euro drops a bit more. So look, I'm not trading this, and I did call a cracking entry based on news last week on a call with the members that would have worked for about 50 pips in a few seconds. It literally tapped into a level of support and bounced off it, and that's where I would have had a limit order, but I did not set it because I don't trade news. What I would consider is, based off the news, I would be more in favor of sells, but not sell stops. I'd be looking for a pullback. Whether it has the legs to pull back that far, I'd set a limit order at that resistance. Stop loss, you've got to give it a wider berth. What I mean by why I say wider berth, it's still only like about 20 pips, it's not that much. But the highest point, sell limit back at 1.11645 roughly. But again, I'm not taking it, it's just based off what I believe might come out of the news. So obviously news is on us just now, so let's keep a bit of an eye on it. That is EU we're looking at just now. I don't even have EU. Actually, I do have EU here, my broadcast, so I can see if the spreads are going berserk. Starting to widen a bit, but not crazy. It's no more than 1. Alright, so, oh, so it's just dropped. There you go. Even if you had a sell stop, you would have got slipped. You probably would have been just triggered in not long ago. So it's obviously bad news, but it hasn't pulled back first. Oh, I've got issues with Forex factor. And the pound is also continuing down. Let's look at M15. Yeah, it just melted. All right, so we could get our catalyst on GJ for sells. Now the issue is stop loss. It's come from the highs without a pause, so I need a pause. I need some sort of pause just now. What would be great, but yeah, it's not going to happen on the 30 within this current 30. If the next M15, not this one, because this one will close back above support if it did so. The next M15 closed weak bullish after this one, would be an option, but this is just melting, and that is off the back of news, so perhaps it will continue down with the German news to come shortly. Yeah, no pause at all. So it's very difficult to get involved. There's no upper wicks. Gold pulling back a bit further. GU has just continued to melt. Wow, what an entry that was. That was trade of the day by far. So really good day. Really good start to the day, guys. Let's see if gold or GJ will present shortly as well. I want to see how the new 30 opens. Some of you might be aware why I've just marked that level in. But wait and see how the new 30 opens. If it just melts without the upper wick, could be some cheeky buys on a very impulsive entry. Based on something I've seen play out quite regularly when price taps into a certain level. 4-hour zone as well. We get a very tight stop loss, almost too tight. I probably have to spread it out a bit, to be honest. They all know what that means. Has anyone else got an issue with Forex Factory right now? Let me check financial juice.
Yeah, same issue here.
Oh, okay.
Also,
it's not just me then.
No.
Not as detailed Forex Factory, but it's easier to follow, I find. So it came out better, but still below 50 for the manufacturing PMI. Services PMI came out really bad though. Forex Factory's got issues, Carl? Yep. It's their server, nice one, so it's not just me. Alright, so gold's tapped into support, GJ's still melting. Need a pause on GJ. 15-minute pause will suffice, I need some sort of pause. Wow. Cat's also melted. Oh, everything's just melting, isn't it? Next, staying away from this looks to me like something weird is up. Yeah, it could be just grabbing liquidity. I know what you mean. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe we're just sweeping Asian session lows right now, or coming back to the lows and the support formed at the lows. So I'd still be interested in looking for options, but I just need to wait for a decent confirmation, which at the moment I don't have. I don't know my internet as well, because music keeps stopping. Alright guys, I'll be back in 2 seconds. Do not adjust your dials, don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Looking for gold buys, guys, still looking for gold buys. Alright. So the 30-minute structure is about to flip on GJ. So once again, now I've got some catalyst to look for a sell against that previous weekly, but I need a pause. I need some sort of pause after it's just made a big move. So in order to get involved. Look at these levels though, look at price reaction to it. Alright, JJ is looking like it wants to retest that zone, so bit of a pullback just now. The only way I would consider it GJ sell now is using the 5 minute. And what I want to see is this candle rip up, tap into that zone and reject strongly to close the M30 close to its low, not leaving such a long low wick. And if that's the case, I will consider a sell. If it doesn't happen, I wait. I don't want to wait for if this candle closes just below the long wick to the downside, we've got to travel some 20 pips just to clear the low. I'm not going to get involved in that. Don't want to have to travel too far to break the low of the catalyst candle, but I want price to tap into that resistance or the previous support to see if it holds as resistance, and without that, for me, it's not valid. Very simple rule that I've just created. That would be enough to give me the confidence and enough confidence to look for a sell at the moment. If it doesn't happen next minute and 45 seconds, I don't enter. Very simple. No FOMO. That's just very simple rule to follow. It's what I want to see happen. I want to see it tap in very quickly and reject very quickly. A minute and a half left. Let's see where gold closes. Once again, I may consider a risky buy halfway into the zone if the new candle just drops without an upper wick. Issue is stop loss. I'd give it a bit of breathing room in case it sweeps the Asian session low, grabs a bit more liquidity and pops back up. So I wouldn't just place it just below that wick. I'd probably place it probably about 20 pips or so, about 15 pips below, and I'll give you about 25 pip, 27 pip stop loss roughly. That candle, the new candle, has to just drop without the upper wick. GJ is tapped in. It's tapped in, so it needs to now reject strongly in the next 35 seconds. Basically, if this candle closed the doji, or right, it's lower hammer candle, I'll close the 30 close to its low, that will be enough. 15 seconds. Looks like it's going to happen. Not gonna happen, so forget that. Back to gold. Has to just melt. Alright, figure that too, so it's flipped. Alright, no good, no. All good. All good, no FOMO, nothing, that's the rules I've created. It's created up wick, so I can't take this because this could be the highest point now of the candle. And if it does trigger me in, we'll just continue to sink. So I'm not interested in that impulse buy just now. Right now, quite simply, I need to see how price reacts to this support. We could get options shortly. We could get options on the new hourly into the next M30. We have tapped into support, so if we now form support in a 30-minute, then I'll potentially be looking at buy. So a few options here, whether this candle closes weak bearish followed by bullish engulfing M15 or close to, that would be enough for me to look for a buy in the next candle, close the M30 back bullish with a long wick to the downside. Or this candle might still flip, close back relatively strong bullish, followed by a little pause, a weak bearish candle, creating resistance at support, and then on the new M30, price begins to break the minor resistance, break the catalyst 30-minute bullish candle's high, there's a high probability of head back up. But it could be options. Don't just delete gold.
So German news come out bad.
Yep. Sorry, I was just checking a sec. I accidentally deleted gold. Oh man, what was the longest using a chart? Is it there was that one, luckily. All right, Joe, news.
Yeah, EU pushed down very hard.
Yep, came out very real negative. Yeah. GU is also, so the pound is also dropping, so maybe it's a precursor to what's to come for the pound as well. Big sell at the moment. A really good start to a new week for those paying attention. And there still could be another option here. Be looking at potential gold buys. Okay, continuing down as well. Wow, everything is absolutely melting. What's going on? I'm gonna be waiting on a pause just now. Travel too far just to get involved in a trade. Right below of that previous candle. So some of you had a really good session, which is good. Following the plan, which is fantastic. Right, are we gonna break the Asian session lows? Looks like we might do so. Interesting to see how it reacts though. It does pop back up. All right, we just broke the Asian session lows. Now let's see how we react to it. This is just a liquidity grab. Or is gold also going to flip structure? Anyone still running gold sells from the ones we called earlier? We did call gold sells from 15 minute from this point here. Obviously GU sells would still definitely be in play for those who took it. Now for me, it's going to be all about how the next 15-minute candle closes. This closes where it is, so not a problem. Then I'm just going to be waiting to see if the next 15-minute closes a weak bullish candle. Still closing below this support, and at that point there, we've flipped the 30-minute structure bearish. And all I need to see is an upward. We've retested this support and hold as resistance, and if we begin to break the house candles low, that could be my potential entry. Would have had a pause on a 15. First pause in this impulse to the downside. Often those pauses are just short-lived. We begin to break it, we've got some clean traffic to the left. There's a good chance we'll come back down to 26.11 roughly. That's potentially what I'm waiting for. GJ still to me need to wait as well. There has been no exhaustion at all other than the 5-minute. Yes, I'm just waiting on GJ. And will gold pop back above this support? Have we just grabbed some liquidity? Don't always need to be the first to the race, guys. Wait and see. See what plays out when this 30-minute closes, and we'll have more data, more direction potentially. Jesus. Feel free to ask questions, guys. Anyone wants me to have a look at any pair, feel free to ask. I will take a look while we wait. Still got 17.5 minutes. Wait for gold. See where this 30 closes. I know what I want to see happen within it. GJ now starting to move. So broken a low and it's dropping. Oh, love for gold to now end up closing the 30 back above. Even if it's weak bearish, I'm going to look to buy it. Because all this to me would suggest is that we've grabbed liquidity from the Asian session lows. We've swept the lows. And if we only to remain above that support, I feel there's a high probability what we'll do is bounce off it and head back up. We're still going to be bullish on the 30-minute structure as well, in line with the other time frames. Just in my opinion, will be just essentially a healthy pullback in order to grab some more orders to head back up towards the high and create the next impulse. So this is not bad at all on gold. Could have buy options still. Guys, if you could, 44 on stream, if you could hit the like button, it'd be much appreciated. Those who haven't. Alright, so 15's about to close, guys. So it all comes down to the next M15 for me. If I'm to look for a sell in the next M30, I'd really love for this count to close close to its low, then pull back just now. If I'm to look for a buy, doesn't really matter where this closes this M15. It's all about the next one. Doc, morning to you. Late start for me today, but all good. Hope you're all good. Nice one. All good, yeah. Good session so far. And we caught some nice trades on GU from that point and absolutely melted. Franco and a few others took it. Carl, so it's good to see you guys took it. And bought some gold sells from 15-minute price breaking the consolidation, popping, closing below it first of all, and then continuation. But for me, I'm just waiting. GJ as well, looking good for a continuation, but there's been no pause, so I will not be taking GJ without any sort of pause. Good thing is structure is now confirmed bearish on the 30. One step ahead of gold. Gold still haven't got that confirmation just yet. DJ needs some sort of pause. Still clean to the downside. Now what sort of margin do we have to that resistance? About 10. So once you account for spread, it'll be a bit less, so you probably need to really be strict managing it. So we have retested that zone. So we went 5 minutes pullback to retest it. So we still possibly could get GJ sells. I prefer to focus on gold though. Okay. Don't want to just melt now though. All right, looks like it's going to come down further. Yeah, I'm not going to try to catch a falling knife, and I'm not getting involved in the sells at this point. When I would have rather been up the top, to be honest, if I'm not in any trade right now. So structure is going to be flipping. So the options will be then, by the looks of it, unless it bounces, which it could in 12 minutes. Options could be buys lower down or pullback sells. A huge sell-off. Everything in massive pullback at the moment. And when taking a trade looks scary today. Yeah, not really. As long as you're following your plan and the right rules. There's volatility though. And we have more news to come. Pound and the US dollar later today. So let's maybe watch JJ. Gold looks like it's not going to really give an entry just yet. Oh no, it's not your style, but I'm not trading it as I've closed good on GU. But look at gold 5 minute, it gives options to follow your rules, I think. 5 minute, yeah, potentially the limit order rules. And the week, like it sells below the week candles, yeah. This is just essentially a pause. I don't know if that would have given 10 pips. And once you count the spread, probably been about 9. Something I've been looking at for a while, but only when it's moving like this. Yeah, there's a way to get involved. Yeah, the pause play, to be honest, I've used it once off the 5 minute time frame, and it did work, but I've not tested it properly to know the statistics on it. But it is a really good way to get involved in the charts when things are moving. And a riskier option, so that you use lower lot sizes, yeah. Especially off the 5 minute, it's a lot riskier. But this is similar to GJ before. Like I mentioned, we've tapped into that zone. If we close below, we'll flip the structure bearish. Now, a few things. What sort of margin is there? Just enough at this stage if this is to be the lowest point. This candle has to close close towards low low. So we've already tapped into that. We've closed below it, retested it, pulling away from it. Could be an option. And it could be based on GJ as well. This closes a pause. It could be an option for a sell on continuation. Look, JJ 15 minutes. Yeah, close weak. Yep. It could be an interruption candle, but that wouldn't be confirmed until the following candle closes bearish engulfing. But what I'm also seeing is if it closes weak bullish, then it may just be a pausing in price action. You have tapped into that previous zone on the 5 minute and rejected it. So if this candle's closed weak bullish, it still confirms a minor support, 15 minute support, and if we were to break it, there's a high probability that we'll come back down to the next level. Now we do have a level here to the left that we have not really retested, but that would be an area of interest, but at that point you'd have about 10 pips on the table. Gold looks like it's eating into the margin a bit. Still the same. No idea what's wrong with the music today. So the issue on gold will be, again, stop loss. Oh great, you got about 18 pip target for a 30 pip stop loss. It isn't fantastic. I never let it go to 30 pip stop though, but still. We're also closing the hourly candles. Strong closure on the hourly. I think at this point, GJ actually looks better if this candle closes weak bullish. But you've wanted to happen pretty quickly because you've got news 30 minutes into next hour, end of something just over 30 minutes, 35 minutes from now. Luke, if it closes weak bullish, do you need the next count to be a bit nut, or could you just take it? Yeah, you could just take it as breaks the low. If you stop loss, I prefer to have it above the 30. But it's likely going to be a bit too wide. So you probably have to have it above the 15. Makes it more difficult to manage. But this candle has to close, has to reject a bit. So looking at potential options on GJ now. Got 3 minutes to wait. Gold bouncing back up a bit, so not looking as good on gold just now. The hourly is still a nice, very nice strong candle. Not that I usually follow a structure in the hourly, but the hourly structure is also flipping bearish. If it closes below that gray zone, it would have confirmed a structure flip, so that's what you'd be looking at. Yeah, but at the moment GJ is my focus. Alrighty, 1 minute left. See, the hourly's closing strong bearish, low support. As is the 30, we're flipping structure. We have flipped structure, sorry. Got a bit of a pause now on 15. Closed where it's at. Fantastic. Upper wick. I'm going to look to sell it to break the low of that bullish candle. Want it to pause. I don't want this to flip bearish, to be honest. Want it to create a bit of support and then break support. Music is loud. I actually turned it down just before. Turn it down a bit more. All right, upper wick. Need an upper wick. Need an upper wick. Need an upper wick. Not entering unless you got an upper wick. Needs to pull back and create an upper wick. That's the open of new hourly as well. It melts, it melts. It's my rule. I need an upper wick. And a decent upper wick. How fast gold go travel today? I haven't really had much of a pause on gold. I'm not so convinced on gold. GJ looks better to me, but it needs to pull back. Broken or low? But I'm not interested. I'm waiting for it to create the upper wick. If it doesn't, it drops a bit more and then not gonna happen for me. Yeah. Alright. Much I can do about that. Sorry guys. Gonna be one of those weeks. Would you consider that previous 4 hour level 190 336 something to consider if looking for continuation sells? Joel? Yeah, I mentioned that before, where it's pretty much tapping into. Yeah, I definitely would be managing it. Look at that, that's just literally dropped 12 pips in 2 minutes. What can you do, guys? Would have been great to get another one for the stream, but what can you do? Once again, follow my rules. So yeah, definitely something to consider though. tapping into it, could potentially reject. It's the first time I've properly retested it. We did retest it in the candle following the the catalyst, but this is the first actual proper pullback. Yeah, so unfortunately guys, that's it. That's not gonna present just now. So for me, GJ, let it do its thing. Right now I'll be waiting for, well, maybe a support. Look, it is tapping into that resistance. If it started to bounce off it and provide a similar price action, I'd consider buying it lower down. Bias is technically neutral now. 30's flipped bearish. Still got, it's a healthy pullback into that previous weekly, but it is at resistance, so interesting. But I would consider the buys. Definitely would consider the buys, irrespective of 30-minute structure. And if you can't get in a buy, good thing is it's flipped structure bearish in the M30. Need to wait for a pullback and rejection. Now gold, the only option I have personally on the stream is if this 15-minute closes weak bullish, and then I might trust it, because then we've got a bit of a pause, still below support, and as the current M30, so the second 15-minute count, the M30 breaks its own low, at that point I feel there's a higher probability it will make another move, and that will give you a little bit more margin as well if you get involved below the bullish candle, minor pause. So maybe that's what I might wait for. It's bouncing, and this is just a liquidity grab, like I mentioned, for us to continue bullish. Oh, I think I'd rather buy JJ from around 189.0 and sell it from 191.30. Yeah, that's fair enough. Gold pull back by the low. Yeah, I don't know, there's nothing wrong with that. Just a bit of a wait, but it's created the upper wick, but the issue is it has to now drop too far just to break its own low again. It has to drop more than 20 pips. If this candle, I don't mind it breaking below the previous, that's fine. I don't want it to break by 20 pips though. I want it to break a couple pips is fine. 5 pips probably max on JJ. Gold, this can be a little bit more. Let's just wait for this candle's closing goal. 15-minute. Ryan. Got my retestation lows and continue that. Yeah, it's already done that. Oh, you mean and continue down? Yeah, potentially. That's what I'm looking. That's the play I'm looking for right now for the stream. Because if it does pop back above, yeah, I need to wait a little bit longer for confirmation. The issue is I've got to go pick up the one from school, so I can't stay on for forever. But for the buys, this closed strong bullish, this M15 above, and then a weak pause on the next M15, still going to close to 30 back above support, and that would be a catalyst, that would be a ticker. Would look to buy that every single day of the week. It did close back above the support, the M30 closed back above. It would almost be a bullish engulfing M30 as well. But if it did reject just now, then yeah, maybe retesting the Asian session low and grabbing some liquidity, head back down. But pretty strong bounce at the moment, so might be doing what I suggested earlier, just sweeping low to grab liquidity before it heads back up. GJ, wow. Up, down. This candle. Yeah, so it's dropped, like I mentioned, dropped too far for me to get involved. Honest. On continuation just now. Do I look at Sunday open when I analyze? Sunday open? You mean market open? Depends where you are in the world. It's Monday for me when the market opens. Yeah, I'm wary of where it's at, but again, I pre-plan with the members on Sunday where I want price to potentially pull back to, or where we potentially could pull back to and bounce off. So the 30-minute structure is bearish, guys. Look bearish. So JJ analysis was correct. Just no upper wick at the time. That's a pretty strong signal in price action. Little pause like that, weak support. If it breaks, it's likely going to head down, which it did for just over 20 pips before pulling back. But irrespective, had no upper wick before entry. Right, 26.21, 344. Sometimes it react from Sunday opens. Yeah, I mean it could. It did earlier today. Well, not really. That was the open and then just dropped and then pushed straight through it and straight back down past it. I'm more concerned about the Asian session lows and highs and that, and where we are within it. Are we breaking or are we trading within it? What's the deal? What's going on in between? Graphic clean, made clean move up, clean move down. All good, mate. All good. And GJ's trying again to break its own low. Look at that. Let's just skip 4 pips in a second. Wow. Got the volume. That's one thing at the moment. It's coming very close to the news though. Jeez, what a pullback. 200 pips. From high to lows to 200 pips you're looking at. Ryan, just purchase first funder account. Pray for me. Well, good luck with that. I wish you all the best. Just be strict with it, be disciplined, be patient with it. Don't get FOMO. Just don't do anything stupid. Don't trade on your emotions. Joel, GJ reaction from weekly highs, is it? Yeah, from the resistance, yeah. But this GJ at the moment's a bit tricky. Look, that just popped straight up again, 10-15 pips in seconds. There's a lot of volume in these candles again. All right, in order for there to be a valid gold entry, this 15 has to close above. When it's closed above and then a little pause on the next 15, close the M30 back above this support. And that would be enough to suggest we grab liquidity from the downside and we're ready to head back up. Asian session lows, let's see. Yep, definitely is. It broke it and it's trying to pop back above. So we need this to close strong or weak, very weak below support for me to really stay on. This pullback could be options to sell it. Now, compliments for that would be if it did close weak bullish back below. The fact that we've tapped into the high of the zone, tapped into the range above, and would have rejected it. That would suggest we grab liquidity from the upside to potentially continue to the downside. So if this candle closed back below that support, I will look for a sell. If it closes as is, there's probably not going to be much happening. Wait, focus on gold. Issue will be stop loss. It's going to be a wide stop loss. That it does, first of all, if it does validate, if it does close below support. So I'll go lower risk. Ryan, do you trade any special strategy or just market structure and price action? I'm new to your stream. Well, thank you for joining. Look, what I do is I determine my buys based off 4 different time frames, and the more you watch, the more you understand. Then I mark up my charts. First of all, on the 4 hour and the M30. 4 hours the gray zones, blue zones are the M30 zones. And then I determine what levels I want to get involved in a trade, and then I have my signals in price action. So I have multiple catalysts to look for. One might be presenting just now, and that's how I react if I get my signal. So right now I'm getting a signal. This weak closure back below suggests to me that maybe we'll just grab liquidity from the upside. If we break the bullish candles low, high probability will continue down. Now I've got a bit of 5-minute support. This has to close below. Again, that's my rules. I have strict rules that I follow because they save me so often. It's ridiculous how often they save me from an error, from taking a losing trade. Yes, it means sometimes I miss moves, but I'm comfortable with that. I'm all good with it. So I need this to drop a bit. Drop a bit more, a bit more. Nah, it's not enough. It's a bullish engulfing candle, so no entry. GJ limit. Limit order sells would be valid. Renting, you got to pause, but yeah, this candle's about to break the low, so forget that. That's another catalyst for me to look for an entry based off a limit order at the low of that bullish candle. This is a positive in price action. What I normally see is new candle open up, grab liquidity from the upside, often tap into that candle. I think it's valid, guys. I didn't drop that far. Love that 15-minute. 490. Be about 20 pips stop loss, but it can't break so low, forget it, because now it's pulled back to break the upper wick. I want it to happen pretty quickly. And we've got new shit. Forgot about that. Yeah, we've got pound news. And we've seen what it did to the euro. We've seen what it did to the pound as well. To be honest, it's too close to the news to worry about trading GJ right now. You know, I've exhausted most options, guys. The only other thing that might be valid is bearish engulfing in 15 on gold, or bullish engulfing 30. As per my rules, I don't have any. This candle didn't close strong enough, this 15-minute, to look for a minor pause on the next 15 to close this 30 back above. So you basically just need a bullish engulfing 30. That's another catalyst of mine. That will mean a massive stop loss. The only other option would be bearish engulfing. At that point there, I trust that we're once again moving away from that previous support, hot holding as resistance. Begin to break counters low, there's a high probability of coming down back down to the next level of support. But the issue with the engulfing, it could engulf further, it could eat into the margin, it could close like so, and then there's no margin to sell it. You got this support to the left. I'll stick around a few more minutes just to see if this does reject. That's probably the only option I've got right now. The buyers aren't just they're just not going to present the catalyst I want at the moment. If it does start to pop back above, so I'll wait and see how this candle starts to fall or continues to fall, and then we potentially could look at still gold sells. Ryan, losing moves is okay, losing unnecessary money is not. Yep. So I would suggest, and what I do is I just follow my plan strictly. So if it doesn't tick the box, that's when I get shitty if I lose. If it does tick the box and it's a loss, I can hack it, it's no problem. It's part of it, you can't always win. Sometimes, I mean, we're all human. Sometimes we still do some things that we wish we didn't. Last Friday, I took a win and I wasn't happy with it, to be honest, on stream. I felt like I kind of forced it when I probably should have just called it a day. Xerix, not sure how to pronounce the name. You've got to buy from 26.16. All right. You're following your plan. Fantastic. I mean, it's looking pretty good. You got about 10 pips on the table. Let's have a look. The pound. So PMI, flash services PMI is expected to be better than the previous. So the pound forecast is better than previous on both. So let's see. It'd be interesting if it actually comes out, because if that's the case, then we'll get a bit of a bounce on the pound. Is it going to close bullish engulfing? Yeah, it's looking like potentially we'll just sweat the Asian session lows to grab some liquidity. Let's quickly look at the hourly. Also looking like, well, it's still got 38 minutes, so looking at it wrong. I thought this was a closure. It's not, but it's looking good. Popping back up.
I think, Justin, if we close here engulfing, it's a very strong signal for buys here.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably the only catalyst I can go off at the moment. We've also got 5-minute resistance. It'll be closing above, if that's the case. But let's just, I want to mark that in, just see. I would say if it closes above that point, then it's valid. Closes above the body of the M30. So not necessarily engulfing the body, not the actual high. And I think it's valid entry. So that's what I'm probably going to be waiting for right now.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think it's pretty solid plan. DJ again looking like it trying to pause, but the news, so I'm not gonna bother with GJ. So that's what we're looking at on gold, guys. You want to see a closure above that point there. At that point, we'll be closing also above the bodies that are cast left on the 5-minute. So that would also be cast back above the support. We've swept the Asian session lows, grabbed some liquidity from the downside. This could potentially be the lowest point of the daily candle. So if we do get that catalyst and close above or engulf the body, not the high, it's not technically an engulfing, bullish engulfing candle, but it's engulfing the body, that would be enough for me to look for a buy. What I want to see is a new candle open, creating a lower wick. Be nice if it tap back into the support, rejects, and begins to pop above the catalyst candle high, and that potentially could be a buy option. So that's what I'm waiting for in 5 minutes time. We'll see if it presents. And GJ, obviously we've got news, GU got news, Gbpcad we've got news, so not going to bother with those at the moment. We'll just keep an eye on gold. Ryan, hey bro, do you trade prop or no, personal? Got a story about the prop firms. Got shafted on a 300k account. Had the account, was in action, was in big profit too, and got shafted. Some bullshit rule they created, which is not in any of the rules. I would not have agreed to. I would never would have signed up to it if that was a rule. Yeah, so for me, there's only one prop firm that I would consider. That's FDMO, because I've seen people get paid out. Apparently Alpha Capital's one, and a few have confirmed they've got payouts, but FDMO, I know, like one of my best mates is he gets paid out sometimes in minutes from when he puts in a request. So that's why if I was to try it again, that's what I'd be doing. But right now my personal account's not huge at all. I've traded bigger accounts. Yeah, so I've traded all different size accounts. Don't scare me. Just be really strict with it. Trust me, don't. The rule that apparently I broke, I'm 90% sure that most of them would not have that rule. And even this one didn't have that rule. It just magically appeared because I was in profit and going to request a withdrawal. Members have heard of it? Funder Trade. I've never, yeah, I'm not sure about that. The one I had issues is with, and I should have known, the name's a giveaway. Only funds. I call it only scams and not to be mistaken for OnlyFans. But yeah, only funds. So if anyone is considering or if they're with them, get out quick. Get out quick smart. They are the biggest bunch of scamming bastards you'll ever meet. I had back and forth with them, emails, and they still could not answer me properly. They could still not prove to me that was a rule, the rule that I broke. So, just considering legal action, I still might, because I have a family member who is equipped enough, or he could do the job for me, and I wouldn't have to pay. So, still consider it. Not sure if it's worth the headache, but yeah. Class action for everyone who's been scammed by that rip-off of a funded account, funded company. Right, it's my plan. Get some capital and start my personal because I'm in Pakistan and $100 is monthly salary, so you know, yeah, I understand, mate. Alright, is gold gonna close week bearish on a 30? The sells could be back on the table. Once again, but a 30, so same thing applies on the 30. It has to close below support though. If it closes below support, I will look for a sell. Because this would suggest once again with grab liquidity from the upside, from that support, only to reject. And if we break the bullish candles low, there's a high probability we're going to head back down to the support lower down. Has to close below for it to be valid. Very simple rule. And if not, it is what it is. DJ, we've got news, so the pound, forget it. Guys, if you could hit the like button while there's a few more on stream. So right now I'm waiting for gold to close below. Below the bullish candle 73, so it'd be looking around 58, but it has to close below. It hasn't done it. All right, so if anyone is interested, you need an upper wick, sell below. But again, I'm sticking to my rules. So my rules suggest to me that it's just not valid. Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna get going because I've got to pick up my little man from school in about 15 minutes. I've got to run, so I'm just gonna head off because I'm not gonna get an entry just now. That is probably the only thing I can see right now is potential gold sells below low. I'd want it to create a little bit more of an upper wick though, but again, strict to my rules, and it hasn't quite ticked the box. GJ gap to downside news has just been released. What happened? Negative.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. So potential for further sell-off, but is it going to grab liquidity first? We'll see. Yeah, so everyone, good day today. We called two nice wins, gold and GU. So a few of you took those. Well done. If anyone is interested about what the services I provide, all that is down below in the description. Make sure to join the free Discord group, guys. I will start to post a little bit more analysis in there too. And always feel free to chat away, ask questions, send in charts, all that stuff. I will take a look at it for you. Obviously, members, same deal. You guys know how it is. Members, I'll see you in a few hours from now for today's educational session into maybe a bit of an MY call. Take care, guys. Harvey and Franco, thank you for joining.
Thank you, man.
I'll see the rest of you later. And YouTube, thank you for your support today. Good to see numbers up a bit. Hit like button on the way out if you've not done so yet. Trade safe if you are trading. GJ, pull back for sells at the moment. That's all I'd be waiting for. Sells around that 191 flat sort of level. And yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, have a good one. Trade safe. Cheers, guys. Take care.